Are you planning a group cruise for your friends or for your family and wondering how it all works? In this video, I'm going to share with you the tips and tricks on how to plan the perfect group cruise. Hi there, I'm Ilana from the website lifewellcruise.com. Welcome back to my channel. Now, if you are planning a group cruise, there are a few things that you need to know about organizing your group cruise in advance, how it works, as well as some sort of tips and tricks to make it a little bit more special. I'm even going to share with you a tip on something that you really do want to avoid on this group cruise. Now, before I get started, I did want to mention that if you like this video, if you find it helpful, informative, or enjoyable in any way, then please do give this video a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Okay, let's get started. So how does a group cruise work and what are the benefits? Well, basically, when you book a certain amount of cabins on a cruise ship, then the cruise line will give you certain benefits. So some of those benefits could include special pricing or group pricing, and as well, it could include a free berth or a free cabin. So the way that works is if you book 8 cabins on a cruise ship, then usually what you would get is 1 free berth. And a berth basically is a bed. So half of a cabin minus the taxes. Now, in some cases, some cruise lines may have the same benefit, but at 5 cabins. So this is something to check either with the cruise line or with the travel agent. Now, you may get some additional benefits as well, including onboard credits, a bottle of wine, or other amenities. Now, when it comes to cabins, you can have several different cabin types that are all allotted within your group. So you can have some people who prefer to have inside cabins, other people that prefer to have balcony cabins. You can have some people who prefer to have a double cabin for a couple, and you can have other people that prefer to have a triple or a quad for families with children. Now, the first step of planning your group cruise is going to be actually thinking about what cruise that you want to take. So start thinking about the itinerary. What is best for everybody? What are the dates approximately when you do want to travel? Is this a March break vacation? Is it a summer vacation? So you do want to give that some thought. And even if people have cruised before, what is the cruise line or cruise ship you're most interested in? Now, you're going to want to have an organizer or a leader of this group. Even though you want everybody's input, in the end, you really do need to have somebody who's going to take charge, who's going to keep an eye on everything, make sure that things get done. Otherwise, this group cruise will never get planned. Now, along with the organizer, you can have a couple of helpers as well, especially if this is a big group. This is a great idea. Consider using a travel agent to help you to plan your group cruise. Now, not only can they help you right at the very beginning to choose the right cruise for you and your party, but at the same time, they can help you just along the way. They can make sure that everybody makes their payments, that everybody has the right documentation. They'll be there to answer any specific questions. And when there are changes, because inevitably that is something that happens, they'll be there to deal with it rather than somebody who's organizing this group cruise. You want to be able to handle all the fun stuff, but leave all of the really important stuff to the travel agent. Now, a really good tip when it comes to planning group cruises is to plan and book early. So you probably want to be about 8 to 12 months, ideally, before your cruise. And that's just going to give you the most choice in terms of cabins, and it's going to give you those best prices as well. However, an extra little tip, if you're planning a really large group cruise, or maybe you're planning a group cruise and maybe some people are on the fence, they don't know yet if they're going to go. If you are working with a travel agent, what they can do is they can actually hold those cabins for you even without the names on if you are very early. And this way you'll be able to still hold that better group pricing as well as those extra amenities. Okay, so we got the basics out of the way. Now let's get into organizing that group cruise and all of that fun stuff. Plus the one thing you want to be really careful of, or otherwise you might regret that. So the first thing is that you'll want to set up a Facebook group. Now, a Facebook group is a great place to be able to put all of that information about the cruise right into that Facebook group. It's a good way for everybody to share information together. You could even share YouTube videos about the cruise ports. You can make any documents available within that Facebook group. Now, of course, the really important stuff you still want to email, but that Facebook group is a really good place for everybody to kind of get excited and to share information together. Now, let everybody know that they should fly in or drive in the day before the cruise, and even better, see if you can make reservations at the same hotel for everybody. Now, especially if you are a large group, oftentimes you can find a group rate by calling the hotel directly, but otherwise, if you are booking early, there should be no reason that you wouldn't be able to all get the same hotel. And as well, talk to everybody, but consider even making a group reservation at a local restaurant that is nearby the hotel. And this way you can start your vacation the night before the cruise. Now, something a lot of people like to do on group cruises is to actually have matching cruise t-shirts, whether it's for embarkation day or maybe for a shore excursion. And of course, every group is different, so make sure that the people in your group actually like this sort of thing. But this is definitely something really fun to do. Now, I actually have a blog post all about matching cruise t-shirts for families, for couples, for groups. So I will leave that linked below in the description of this video in case you do want to check that out. But I do think that that is a lot of fun. Now, another fun idea is to plan one evening where you're wearing coordinating outfits. Now, hear me out on this because I've seen some people do this and I think it does really make a nice group photo. But basically the idea is that you plan a sort of black and white night or a white clothing night or even a red outfit night. So it can be the color of your choice, but then you can go to a specialty restaurant or even the main dining room and then you take a group photo, which I think is a really fun idea as well. Now, please let me know if you've done a group cruise, if you've ever worn matching t-shirts or coordinated outfits or anything like that. Please let me know down in the comments below. Now, something that you can do, especially if you're on a family or friends cruise, is you can take that free cabin or that free berth, and instead of having one person just get that benefit, is that you can split it amongst everybody. So what you can do is maybe that amount might be enough for everybody to have specialty dining, and so that you can book a specialty restaurant for everybody, or it can be split amongst everybody and used as an onboard credit, or even for a shore excursion. Now, if you like the idea of having some group activities, here are a few fun ones that you may want to plan for your cruise. Now, some of these are going to work a little bit better if you are a larger group, and others might work better if you are a smaller group. So you can have a cabin crawl. That's basically an opportunity to take a look at the different cabins on the cruise ship, the different cabins that are booked into your group. You can have a slot pool, and basically that is something that you can organize at the casino. You can organize a scavenger hunt. That's especially fun if you have kids on the cruise. You can do a gift exchange, and this is really good if you are cruising during the holidays. And you can have a door decorating contest, even with a prize, or just have door decorating. And this is especially fun if you're on one of the cruise lines where a lot of people do decorate their doors. Shore excursions. So when it comes to shore excursions, this is something you're going to want to discuss with everybody. Does everybody want to do the same excursion, or does everybody want to plan different excursions? So you may want to plan some private excursions, so basically not booked with the cruise line, or you may want to plan some excursions with the cruise line. Now, in some cases, you're going to have people that want to do different things. So it is something to discuss with the different people in your group. However, I have a little tip for you. If you are booking with a large group of people, Carnival does say on their website that if you are 50 people or more, they will customize an excursion for you. So that is something really good if you're part of a larger group. If you are a larger group of 50 or plus and you're cruising with a different cruise line, I definitely would give them a call or ask your travel agent to ask them if they can customize any excursions for you as well. Now, if you are booking privately, oftentimes when you do contact that private tour vendor, oftentimes they can make sure that you have a group booked all together. Now, I have one more tip, and then I'll share with you something that I think is really, really important when it comes to planning your group cruise, and I think it even could make or break your cruise, and you'll regret it if you don't do this. But first, that tip. So it is about organizing and communicating. So when it comes to keeping organized, something that is a really good thing to do is actually to create sort of a bit of an itinerary. If you do have any excursions planned, then make sure that that is kind of on a schedule. If you have any specialty dining that's booked, if you have dinners booked at a certain time, make sure that all of that is on a bit of a schedule. And something that you can do is you can put that on a Google Doc in advance, or you can make a PDF of it and you can send it out to everybody before the cruise, or even better, you can actually bring a copy with you for everybody on the cruise, and you can just give it to everybody to keep in their cabin so that they can keep track of some of those more important scheduled events. Now, something that you'll probably want to do as well, especially if you're on a family or friends cruise, is you'll want to put everybody's cabin number basically onto a document, and you'll want to give everybody that information as well. So if they do want to go and see somebody at another cabin, or if they want to call them from their cabin phone, that they can do that. And something else to do is to download the cruise line app. Most cruise lines now have an app where you can message on that app, and of course you can still use Messenger if you have Wi-Fi, or text message or email if you do have Wi-Fi on the cruise, but that app is really handy as well. Okay, so the absolute most important thing when it comes to planning and having a successful group cruise, and something you do not want to neglect doing, is to communicate the expectations for this group cruise. And you want to do this before anybody even books this group cruise, but basically everybody's idea of traveling with other people is different. Some people think when they're going and traveling with other people that they're going to spend every waking moment together, while other people think on a group cruise that they're going to maybe eat dinner together, but they're going to kind of do their own thing the rest of the time. So it's just really important. There's no right or wrong, but you do want to make sure that everybody has the same idea for what they expect and what they want out of a group cruise. Now, personally, I've been on a group cruise before with friends and family, and what we decided on is we would eat dinner together. So we planned that, and we did make sure that we had dinner every night at 7:00 p.m. So we all were able to plan our days around this. But when it came to excursions, some people went on the same excursions, other people planned different things. And we sort of were a little bit go with the flow during the rest of the cruise so that nobody felt that their vacation was sort of hijacked by trying to meet the group's expectations. This worked for us. It maybe wouldn't work for everybody else. Please let me know if you've planned a group cruise before. What are some of your tips? What worked for you? And if you are planning a group cruise, please let me know any questions that you have. Please let me know those as well in the comments below this video. Now I'm going to leave a playlist of videos right after this one, all about the things to do before your cruise, which will help you with your cruise planning. Now, I hope that you did enjoy this video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. And please subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye for now, and happy planning.